Hey guys, how are you? Glad to see you here. I hope everything is good with the technology today. Yesterday, on my live, it didn't work out on Facebook. So hopefully, if you are here live, let me know that everything is working okay. And I'm super excited to dive into today's content. So today we're going to talk about 3 steps for a morning routine that sets you up for a successful day. I love talking about morning routines. I think that when you get your morning right, it just makes a huge difference in the rest of your day. It can really set the tone for your day and kind of change the whole trajectory of what goes on in your day. So, if you're new to me, my name's Chanel Nielsen. I help moms with an online business to organize their day so that they can streamline their business, make more money, and do that all without dropping the ball on their family. So, today, before we get into the steps of how to have a really great morning routine, I want to talk about why. Like, why even have a morning routine? Why is this important? And I think, I live this so much. This is something that I teach, that I talk about, and have for a long time that I don't always realize it's not even something people necessarily know that they need. I was talking to a friend the other day who said, why would I get up before my kids? Like, why would I even do that? And so I want to answer that question in case that's something that you've thought about. We're tired. Why would we get up any earlier than we have to? But the reason why is because when you have a morning routine and you're intentionally setting yourself up with something that you want to do that's going to make a difference in your day, you're going to start off with a win. And as moms, sometimes the wins can seem few and far between. And when you start off your day with, like, yes, I did that thing. I did that thing for me. I did that thing I wanted to do. That changes the rest of your day. It's not just, what you're doing in that 10 minutes or 20 or an hour in the morning. It's not just about that. It's about the ripple effect that it has on the rest of your day. Um, Another reason why morning routines are super important is because we get pulled in many different directions. Things come up, our kids need us, just life happens. But in the morning, we have a lot more control over what happens. There's a lot less distractions, there's a lot more things pulling at us. And so we can really say, okay, this is what I want to have happen. This is what's important to me, and do it without, people dragging us away from that. And so that's really an important thing too. Mornings, if you just think about, mornings are fresh, mornings are new, right? They're a new start. And because of that, they're full of possibilities. So even if you had a terrible day yesterday and you're like, oh my gosh, this day just, I don't know about you, but when I have a bad day, I'm just like, get me to bed. Today was the worst. I want it to be over. When I go to sleep, I wake up in the morning, it's like some of that just went away. Some of whatever, and even if it's a problem that's not going away, some of the anxiety, the stress, the feeling, the emotion of that, just you can sleep it off. And the new day is full of new possibilities. And so when you get up and you create this morning that you want to have, you're creating into a space of new possibilities. And that allows you to let go a little bit more of whatever happened the day before. And finally, on why to have a morning routine is because you can really create the kind of day you want to have. And so these 3 strategies we're going to talk about today are how to do that. How do you create the kind of life you want to have through creating a morning routine? So, 3 steps to have a morning routine. Number one, start small. I hear people all the time say, I'm not a morning person, or, I don't like, oh, you do all these things in the morning. I couldn't do that because I just want to sleep. And I get that. So here's the thing. You can still have a morning routine without being like gung ho. I love getting up in the morning. I'm going to do 20 things that are important to me. Start really small. And what I recommend is 10 minutes. Get up 10 minutes before your kids. So 10 minutes earlier than you usually do, and or 10 minutes before your kids. If you're kind of on a variable schedule, like I just get up whenever my kid gets me up, then you kind of take the average. Okay, they're usually up by 7, so I'm going to make sure that I'm up by 6:45, so I have, 10 or 15 minutes to just be up before them. Um, Another thing that comes up a lot is, well, if I wake up early, my kid just senses that I'm awake and they wake up too. And that does happen. So, a couple things you can do with that. One is, we're going to quietly get up and do as much as you can, not where your kid is. If you're co sleeping, of course, that's hard. Um, but you can train your kids, and it's okay. Even as young toddlers, when I had my morning routine and my kids were pretty little, I would be sitting out on the couch in the living room and reading, and they would come in and say, "Oh, mom, get me some milk, mom, blah, blah, blah." And at first, I would say, "Oh, this is mommy's reading time. I can't talk right now." And I would explain, a few days that went on. And then, "Mom, I need some milk. Mom, this," on subsequent days. And I would just say, and they knew because I had already trained them. They knew this was a quiet time, and it got to where, for the most part, even my little kids, my toddlers, and of course with babies, this isn't going to work, but even my toddlers got that. They can be trained. And you know what? They're sleepy in the morning too. They're going kind of slow. It doesn't have to be this active time. And it's okay to let your kids know that you have this time. You can also get help if you have a spouse at home, like, I need these 10 minutes in the morning. I'm going to get up at this time. If our kid gets up, please take our child for these 10 minutes and work that out. So start small. On starting small, you may think, okay, well, what can I really do in 10 minutes? You can do a lot in 10 minutes. In fact, if any of you are interested in this, DM me. I have a resource. It's free. It's a 10-minute morning routine for moms. And what it is a 1-minute journaling session, just a prompt of something you can write down. You write for a minute. It is a meditation, a 1-minute guided meditation, and then a 7-minute yoga video. So that's actually 9 minutes. But yeah, message me if you want that. I'd be happy to share that with you. That's a great way to start your morning. But that might not be the right thing for you, and we'll talk about that in step 2. One more thing on starting small is celebrate your success. When we do little things, sometimes we don't give ourselves the credit. But the thing is, when we're creating a habit, which is what this is, a habit of waking up early, a habit of having this morning routine, the most important thing to locking in that habit, and this comes from BJ Fogg, who's a researcher out of Stanford, the most important thing is to celebrate the fact that you did it. So you don't have to say, like, "Oh man, I didn't get up I only got up 10 minutes early. I only did this." So often we do that to ourselves. Don't do that. Say, "Yes, I got up 10 minutes before my kid and I did whatever it was. Yes, that is awesome. I'm starting out this day amazingly." Like, pat yourself on the back. And literally, it can be a literal pat on the back. It can be a literal, yes, jump for joy, whatever it is that you feel inside that success, just like, "Yes, I did it." And I keep saying yes because that's what I default to. It might look different for you, but celebrate. Okay, so number 1 is start small. Number 2 is, when you're deciding what to do on your morning routine, choose the one thing that is going to have the most impact, the one thing that's the most important. So when I first started a morning routine, it's been about 9 years ago now that I've consistently had a morning routine. I The reason I started it is because I was super stressed out. I was grumpy with everybody. I was having my belly was getting swollen. The doctor said it was from cortisol. My stress hormone was way high. And so I knew I needed to do something to de-stress. So I thought, okay, I know doing yoga helps me with stress relief. So I'm going to do yoga. And I got up every morning and I did yoga. As time went on, I realized, and it took me a while to realize because I just decided on an activity and I jumped in and I did it. I realized that probably what was even more important than the yoga, for stress relief, was having time alone. Like, that piece of it for me, having alone time, having quiet time, and just breathing. Yoga did all those things for me, but I could have maybe had the same results from meditation, from just quietly sitting in a room. What I would suggest, because sometimes we don't exactly know what we need, like, okay, yeah, start with the thing that's most important, but what is that? So what I would say is, um to look at what's challenging you the most. So, like for me, I was feeling really challenged in my day with being stressed, and I think that's a common one. What is the pain point? What is that thing that you're feeling later in the day that you're feeling out of control about? And then work that into your morning routine. Now, maybe let's say you're feeling like I really want to exercise, but I'm not making time for that, I'm not doing that, and I can't exactly do that in 10 minutes. First, I'd say challenge that belief. There are absolutely workouts you can do in 10 minutes, but another thing you could do in those 10 minutes in your morning is say, okay, what can I do right now with these 10 minutes that will make it inevitable that I'll work out later in the day? Maybe that means you wake up before your kids and you get everything ready for them, snacks and the stroller and whatever, and you get dressed in your workout clothes. So as soon as they wake up, you're going outside in the stroller. That's just for an example. What is the one thing that's going to make an impact? And I would say also, if you don't know what that one thing is, I have a recommendation for you. Journaling in the morning is my number one recommendation. This is for a couple reasons. So, journaling first thing is amazing because when you're asleep, your body is not only getting rid of the grumpiness, like I talked about earlier, but your brain is making connections. And so things that seemed fuzzy or hard to figure out the night before become clear in the morning. When you write down those insights, you will learn from yourself. Like it's all in there, but sometimes we're not capturing it because we're getting caught up in other things. Write those things down. Another thing that journaling can do for you is help you to mentally create your day. So you're writing down, like, okay, I want to be kind. Today I'm going to be kind to my kids. Today, and in fact, that was one that I wrote this morning. Um, Today I choose to be kind. You're going to write down how you want to show up. You're going to write down what you want this day to look like. um, Really take the time in your journal to put pen to paper and write down what you want to see happen. And when you do that, you are actually using your morning to create the rest of your day. It's a powerful thing to see it in writing, especially as you do it day after day. Another thing in your journaling session, two other things: gratitude for what's going on now. So I'm thankful, whatever comes to mind. I'm thankful that my kids are still sleeping. I'm thankful for the sunrise. I'm thankful for the birds singing. I'm thankful for this quiet house. And write down what you're thankful for in the future. This is a way to manifest the things that you want to have happen, but it's like the most beautiful way to manifest it because you're saying, when that thing happens, and I believe that it will, I am going to be grateful for it. Like I'm thankful now that it's coming. So I'm thankful now. And we recently moved. So this is a real one that I write in my journal often. My kids are not yet settled in our house. In some ways they are, but there are still a lot of emotions around that. And so I write, I am thankful in the future that my kids love living here. I'm thankful in the future that my kids have the best friends that they've ever had in our new house. Things like that I don't see physical evidence of yet, I am grateful for in the future. That's a powerful practice that I invite you to start. So journaling would be my number one recommendation. Simple journal, write down whatever comes to mind, and you will see a shift just from taking those 10 minutes. Um, so, number two, choose the one thing that has the most impact. Number three, let your habit grow into a routine. So, just because you're starting small and you're doing, 10 minutes in the morning, that doesn't have to be it. So my morning routine of just doing yoga has grown into yoga plus meditation plus journaling plus scripture study plus prayer. Did I get them all? I set them out of order, but that's how I spend my morning, and I love it. Like I look forward to getting out of bed. I look forward to that time with God, to that time, creating my day, and it's very meaningful to me and it makes a big difference in my life. And so once you have mastered that 10 minutes and you feel like, you know what, I want a little more, then you step into that next you add something on habit, that's the word I'm looking for. You step into that next habit. So you start with maybe a habit of journaling, and you're doing that for 10 minutes every day, and then you say, okay, this is going so well and this is making such a big difference. Now I'm going to add on, after I journal, I will do yoga or whatever the case may be. And so adding one habit to the next is how you grow a routine, and you can use the same exact practice we've talked about today, just getting up 10 minutes earlier and adding the next thing. So quick recap on the 3 steps for a morning routine that sets you up for a successful day. Number 1, start small. 10 minutes before your kids, getting up just a little bit earlier will make a difference. Number 2, choose to do the one thing that has the most impact. And if you don't know what that is, and if nothing is calling to you, then I'm going to recommend that that thing is journaling. And number 3, let your habit grow into a routine. So add other habits onto that habit and create this morning routine that makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning. So, what we've talked about today, this is just one of the ways that I teach moms to organize their day. And when you organize your day, what you're going to find happen, you're going to be more productive, you're going to be less stressed, you're going to get the things done and actually see progress in your business without dropping the ball at home. And this is what I help moms to do. I love to work with women who have online businesses, who are going along and like they have this dream and they have these things they want to do, but they want to run. They want to, explode their businesses, but they feel kind of held back by all they need to take care of at home. There is a way to take care of both your family and your business. I can help you balance those two through Mompreneur Life Made Simple. Our next group starts in April. I would love to have you join us if this speaks to you, if this is the kind of thing that you need to help you figure out how to make everything work together in your life and to keep the most important thing the most important thing. So if that is you, there's a link in my bio if you're on Instagram, or in this Facebook Live if you're on Facebook. Reach out, just click the link to apply for a call, and then we can chat, and I would love to get on the phone with you and see if it's a good fit. So thanks for being here. I hope this has been helpful. If you want the resource, the morning routine it's a done for you morning routine for moms. It's 10 minutes of yoga and meditation and journal prompts. You can just DM me and I'd be happy to send you that for free. So have a great day, guys. We'll see you later. Bye. Ah, Jen, you scared me.